Everybody's Videobob. We're live again. Here we are. People have been telling me my whole life I should have a podcast, radio show. I did work in radio and television a few years back, but now that we have the technology, and I think the quarantine has changed things. You know, the 2020 stuck at home watching TV thing has changed the world for sure. As far as how we watch things and I think that a lot of us got bored of television. I don't know, did you? I know I did. And it got to be more interesting because the podcast, especially live like this, even though you're watching something on television or however you're watching it, there's still a little bit of a connection. It's kind of a social interaction because people can post up their comments. Let me check some of the comments real quick. Just kind of run through them here. Tony says he's in Manchester. Can't stay up and watch. Oh, that's right. Gosh, it's really late. What is it? 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's like 1, 2 o'clock, something. It's pretty late. Yeah, I do have a lot of fans and followers in Europe and in the UK. And, it's actually, the truth is, according to my YouTube analytics, it seems that most of my viewers or most of the videos get viewed in the early afternoon between like 1 and 3, it seems. So really I should do this show earlier in the day, maybe 1, 2 o'clock or something, which would be evening for my UK viewers. But I would assume people are at work, but I guess there's a lot of people that aren't at work. Maybe that's why they're watching in the middle of the day. Look at here. I got Martin here, the Mean Green, watching in Scotland. If I'd have known you were watching, I've got an Irn-Bru, Scotland's favorite drink. And some tonic bars. I've got those in the other room. I should have got some of those there. Bob Ross, my distant cousin. You painting some happy trees for me? Let's see. The Sinformant, the neighbor from the north. Steven's got his popcorn ready. I do have a couple of potential guests coming in. I send out requests for different people to join me. Sometimes they will. Hey, mate, loving the show. Chris, what time is it there where you are? Tell me the time. Time and temperature. It was a hot one there. It's 11 a.m. down under. So it's a weird thing. I got to try to find a time in the day for my time slot that I can have my UK viewers, my Australian, New Zealander viewers, and my American viewers all at the same time. How do you please the whole world? But yeah, to quote Rob Pitts from yesterday as he starts off his video, it was hot. It was over 100 degrees here. I don't know what that is in Celsius because we're still on this imperial system. It was a hot one today. Martin says, it's 2 a.m. in Scotland. Oi. I really enjoyed my time there in Edinburgh. I really want to go back, and now would be a perfect time probably. I don't know what the shutdowns are. I want to get the hell out of Texas for a minute. I would love to. Oh, man, I would love to be down Princess Street right now, down at the Witchery, having myself a nice dinner or something. I don't know. That's maybe too touristy. Maybe I should go to, I'm sure there's way other cooler places that you know of, but that's where we went when we were there. Had a great time. Oh, God. When I was in Manchester, there was a couple of great restaurants I went to. I love the English breakfast. The Britons aren't real good necessarily with lunch and dinner. And you got fish and chips, and then what else you got? McDonald's. Another Scottish restaurant. But breakfast, the English have the breakfast down. The English breakfast, is the best. I got to say. There's a Crown and Anchor over there by the church over in Manchester, and I had a great sticky toffee pudding there. This is the best. Come on. It's my favorite thing in the whole world. Let's see here. What was this guy saying? He went to Australia once, 22 hours in a plane, 14-hour time change. It's crazy. It's far. We went to Sydney last year. And let me tell you, it was a long trip, but it's quicker to get back. They have a direct flight from Sydney to Dallas. It's crazy. I think the Earth's spinning faster in the other direction. Anyway, Ontario, Canada, Richard. I was married to a Canadian for 10 years. She was from Kitchener. And we used to go up there all the time. I kind of miss it, I kind of miss her family more than I miss her. Her family was cool. And I enjoyed going up to Canada. Good people up there. You always lose the in-laws in the deal. Case and Bob, can we get an update on the 59 Ecto one, please? The update is I'm doing nothing. It's sitting there in a pile of rust. We have 2 more DeLorean time machines to build. We just finished one. We just started Blues Brothers 74 Dodge Monaco for a dude yesterday. And we also have a custom van we got to do. Plus, people are just, you don't know how frustrating it is as an artist or as a business guy. To every day I get people asking me, begging me, Bob, will you send me a Proton pack? Will you build me a Knight Rider car? And half the time I don't even have the strength to reply. Send me a flux capacitor. I'm just like, I don't have time. I turn down a minimum of $5,000 business a day. I mean, a Knight Rider car, I get like 75 grand for one of those. Turn it down every day. I had a guy call me after the show I did with Rob Pitts. Guy called me, begging me for an A-Team van. I hadn't even called the dude back yet. I mean, I'm so swamped. You know what I mean? What was this? Freddie, did you hear about the BTDF musical going to London? What? Now I got to go. I don't want to go to London. London is kind of not cool as nice as Manchester. Sorry, Londoners. London proper. Listen, you know what I'm talking about. I did love Camden Market, though. Camden Market's my spot. Those are my people. But I walked around Piccadilly Circus. I couldn't find one person who spoke English to ask him a question, except for the guy dressed up in the Union Jack outfit outside the British, tchotchke store selling the little, what I'm talking about. The guy that's out there selling the, magnets and things. It was just all corporate stuff. And I walked up this, I couldn't find anybody who spoke English in England. London, I might go though. I might have to go. I don't know if you saw the Back to the Future musical, but I'm the one I made the flux capacitor for them that Doc Brown dances around in. And I was at the premiere in Manchester. It was fantastic. Hung out with Bob Gale, Alan Silvestri, who was the conductor of the music. Fantastic. What is this? Mohammed wants to know, can you please explain the reason of head linking in a Rolls Royce? Well, I don't know what car you're talking about, which Rolls Royce you're talking about, but hey, listen, they're old cars. I have 2 Phantoms and a Silver Shadow. One of my Phantoms right now is in the shop because there's a pipe that runs through the middle of the motor to the back of the water pump. And it started leaking. And the pipe cost $1,000. And you have to take the entire engine apart to get to the middle of this pipe. And it's just a pipe. It's literally like a pipe that you would see like on a sink, like it's just a silver pipe with a ring. Here's where the Rolls-Royce Phantoms go bad, okay? And this is what I try to explain to people who want to buy an older one. BMW likes to do this thing where there's a process called galvanization where they'll vulcanize this rubber to the metal, right? So they'll make like a lower control arm, and rather than have a bushing that attaches to it, it's like glued on, right? So this pipe had the seal like glued on, basically. It's the nicest way to put it. They melt it right on there. The problem is, as it ages, as it cracks, as it splits, well, it separates, all the water comes out, right? And what I try to tell people is even if you go buy a low mileage Phantom, it's only got 10,000 miles and it's so nice and it's been sitting in the garage. If the car's 15 years old, the rubber is going to go bad and you're going to have to go replace all this stuff. So what I try to tell people is You're better off buying a higher mileage car that's had all that stuff replaced in the last 5 years or less, because you're going to get a better car. I had a guy wanted to buy my car, and he goes, "Oh, I went and bought this other car. It was more money, but I had lower miles." And I said, "Well, has anything been done on it?" No, but it's lower miles. I'm like, "Oh, okay. All right. Well, let's see how that works out for you." Because just the age alone, the parts are, I wouldn't say that they're designed to fail, but they just do from age. I mean, maybe if they were kept in the perfect climate, maybe you'll get lucky for a while. But the bottom line is, if you take brand new tires from 30 years ago and you just put them in the basement, they're not going to be any good when you pull them out, even though you never drove on them at all, because rubber deteriorates. So I try to explain that was the whole point of my series on the Phantom, all the videos I did. And if you're a new viewer and you don't know what I'm talking about, I have 2 RollsRoyce Phantoms that I bought that I got really cheap and fixed them up. And one of them has 60,000 miles. The other one has like 83,000 miles. And so I took the other one off the market while I'm fixing it. As soon as it's done, everything's going to be fixed. The oil leak's fixed. The water leak's fixed. Everything's going to be fixed when I relist the car. And it's going to be tight as a drum. And even though it's going to have 83,000 miles, see, the thing about it is the engines, the transmissions, they'll last forever. So it's a V12. It's the little rubber parts. And we're talking about a rubber ring that would be $1. But to get that thing out of the car, if Rolls-Royce was doing it for you, they'd charge you 10 grand because it's an engine out job. But I got a guy that's good enough to knows how to do it. And somebody come up with the idea of, rather than having the entire pipe, they made a 2-piece pipe that screws together so that you can fit it in there and extend it, rather than having to do the entire thing. Hey, almost at 10K. You mean 100K? Are you talking about my subscriptions? I'm at 92,900. Yeah, I'm almost to 93. You know, we could, if you guys haven't subscribed, we could probably kick it over to 93,000 right now. Let me look at some of your comments real quick here. Let's see. I saw a video of you explaining we met Bob and Al as well. Oh, that's awesome. I got a Facebook comment here. Kevin, have you thought of having a dedicated prop division for that side of the business? You know, look, I'm going to try to say this in a way that I don't want to sound like a pompous, I don't want to be flexing here. But Picasso can't hire people to paint his paintings. You see what I'm saying? If this stuff was easy, everybody'd be doing it. You'd be able to pick this stuff up on every street corner. You know what I'm saying? This stuff's hard to make. Proton packs are hard to make. Quality flux capacitors are hard to make. Time machines, hard to make. So otherwise, everybody'd be doing it. You know what I mean? So, David, but you're flexing. Is that my sound man, David? I was talking about you yesterday, if you're the same one, because I can't tell on here. Because I was talking about the fact that when I started doing my TV show is when I started wearing underwear, because I was commando my whole life. But out of courtesy of the sound crew, I would wear underwear for when I would have to lift my shirt and drop my pants to wire up my microphones when I was working on the TV show. Just to spare you the indignity. And I still wear Tommy Johns to this day. I love them. There he is. Yeah. And I forgot what was the other dude's name? The other sound guy, little skinny dude. He was kind of cocky. You know, he acted like he was just too cool for school and he didn't want to be there. You know what I mean? He's just funny. I wasn't wearing any. Those were good times, man. We had some great times on that show. Don't you miss it? We did the TV show called Screen Machines back in 2014, 2015. Had a lot of fun. It was a fun it went to hell in the end, but it was fun. I'm kind of killing time. I do have a couple of guests that are supposed to come on. Here, check out this overlay banner. Bang. Live with Videobob. Nobody needs that. Let me go back to the comments. Let's see. You should do a museum with your prop stuff. They already have one. It's called Universal Studios. Go check it out. Look, we got Paul. We got Jake. Dude, I should have here. What are you doing right now? Here, I'm gonna send you. Give me a second, Jake. If you from State Farm, if you are sitting at home and you have a laptop or a computer or even your phone nearby, hope I'm not messing things up by going on to going on. I'm gonna send you the access link. I put in your name and it's not finding it. Something's going on. I hope it's not messing up the stream doing this. Hold on. But you have to do it on a computer. There you are. Hold on. I'm going to send you the link, and then you can come on screen with me if you want. Oh, that's the wrong link. Hold on. Gosh darn it. Hold on. So the way this thing works, let me go get my invite code. So whenever you do a broadcast, it generates a unique invite code for each broadcast. You send that code to somebody, and then they can access, and then they can come on. It's really cool the way it works. And this technology really is what, got me doing this. I didn't stalk Gene Simmons from KISS, but I am going to send a message to Gene and see if I can get him to come on the show. Dee Dee says, love you, Bob. That Knight Rider. I haven't done anything to the Knight Rider 4000, the Knight 4000. Just because, like I said, we've been busy with the real money-making gigs. It needs a new motor. We're going to have to put an entire new motor on. And it's going to be a hassle. And I don't even know if it's worth doing, but we're going to do it. Now, if you're a YouTuber and if you watch YouTube car videos, you've probably seen the big guys. You've seen Doug DeMuro. This is whatever car he's talking about. You've seen that guy, right? You've probably seen Ed Bolian on VinWiki and the VinWiki stories and all those things. That's one of my favorite channels. Seen my buddy Tavares, which I visited down in Florida. He was always fixing a Lamborghini or some other kind of. He's working on a McLaren right now. And then you got my buddy Hoovy, Tyler Hoover, and up in the Wichita area, and the car wizard, David Long, and one of their neighbors up in the Midwestern area is John Ross, the WatchJRgo channel. And so we got to hanging out in Vegas at the last SEMA show, which unfortunately was canceled. And he's gotten to be one of my YouTube friends. So if you're ready to rock and roll, let me grab my headphones, and I'm gonna pull you up right now.
Hey, what's up?
There you go. Adjust your camera where your head's in the middle a little bit more there. Do you have a? Okay, can you move the screen?
Yeah, no, I can move the camera. There we go.
Thank you for having a headset, by the way.
Yeah, I like good audio. I'm a fan of that.
Pitts was like on a speaker phone that he got out of his grandma's house or something. It was. So this is a pretty cool technology because I can have up to like 10 people on at a time.
Yeah.
And what I would love to do is be able to have like the whole, automotive YouTube community on here.
Yeah, one big show.
One big pissing contest that we
we kind of did that in Vegas at that MagnaFlow show.
But Rob Freddy never posted it. I don't know what he did. I guess he thought the show sucked that he just deleted it. I don't know what happened.
I don't know if that's I thought MagnaFlow was going to post it. I don't know who didn't post it, but weird.
It was great because we had Rich Benoit, from Rich Rebuilds. We had Tavares, you, me. Yep. We had Rob Freddy. Who else did we have? I think that was it.
Yeah, but it was a fun show. We had a blast.
It was great. I mean,
it was just four of us.
We had fans watching us in the audience.
We did.
Came down and got like pictures with us and stuff.
Absolutely. That's good times.
Now, you know that I'm into the RollsRoyces.
Yeah.
I'm quite disappointed that your Roland Cole Silver Shadow didn't make it.
It'll be back to life soon. I know the story's been that the rear end's coming forever and ever and ever, but the rear end is finally coming tomorrow. Yeah. They've called every day this week saying they were rescheduling the delivery, not J&J, the freight company. And I think tomorrow I'm finally going to get a new rear end, and I'm going to sell the 9-inch we were going to do and do an 8.8.
Because you ripped the other one right out.
It just exploded. Yep. That's cool though. I love it. Part of the Rolls-Royce fun.
You ever get into the older cars? Like one of the cars I love is the 74 Dodge Monaco. I'm working on 2 of those right now. That's the Blues Brothers car. You ever get into those kind of? Because I know Hoovy loves the old 70s land yachts. I don't know if that was ever your thing.
I like cars that are easy to work on. So things that are like newer than 2000 usually. I mean, I'm into old school cars too, of course. But, they're usually terrible to work on. Everything's rusted out. Everything breaks, And new stuff, you just grab the cordless impact, zip it out, put it back together.
This guy wants to know something about the Wraith car. I don't know if anyone but this one guy cares about the Wraith.
I don't know. The Wraith's pretty amazing. But
I have no idea what motor was in it. I've never cared about that car at all.
What? That car is amazing. Wikipedia has the answer on that engine. I've read it all before.
I think my buddy Scott Velvet has the actual car. He's tried to sell it to me, and I was like, I don't care about that car. No.
You should definitely own that. Car guys love that car.
I just noticed my buddy Paul. I'm gonna bring him up. He's in the backstage area. There's Paul. This is Paul. Now you guys have nothing to do with each other, but Paul's one of my best friends. Now he plays Jake in a Blues Brothers tribute band.
Wait, I got a picture.
And
yeah, maybe you can see it.
You don't look anything like Belushi though. Right now, you look more like me if I shaved.
Or Rick from Pawn Stars.
Well, let me tell you, you should put on your Rick outfit. He looks so much like Rick from Pawn Stars.
That's true. That
we did a video together, and people still to this day think that it's Rick.
How many hits did you get on that video?
It's got over 1 million views. I mean, so he went to Vegas. He went to the pawn shop. They kicked him out of the pawn shop because he looked so much like Rick. He was causing a problem. They said, "You got to leave the property." And then he went next door to the barbecue place, and they made him leave there too. They go, "We don't want you anywhere near this place because people think you're Rick." When he puts on the hat and the Wayfarers. So any luck? He's got a 74 Dodge Monaco police car that you're trying to sell.
I do.
That he restored.
It's a 75.
75, whatever.
Yeah, no. Purists, Yeah,
no, but it's got flip up headlights.
It does, yeah. It's a Royal Monaco.
Oh, well,
that sounds special. Oh.
What are you working on, JR? You got some cool stuff coming out?
Yeah, my new movie car.
What?
It's a Volvo C30. That's the car from Twilight.
From Twilight?
Yeah. Yeah, that whole movie was like a Volvo ad, right? So there were XC90s and C30s. And the C30 sounds incredible in the movie.
Wait, is Twilight the twinkly vampire movie?
Yeah,
I haven't watched it.
Well, I want to take glitter and throw it on the car and stuff. That's in my plans, right? But yeah, that's in that movie. It was all about that C30, and it sounded supercharged in the movie, but it's turbocharged in reality. I don't know.
Well, I know you've been over the car ninjas. You having your BMW troubles and.
Oh yeah, the M6 is gone, so now I'm doing the Camaro and the C30 over there.
Oh, that's right. I was watching you do these timing chains on that Camaro.
Yeah, that Camaro was a long process.
That's a V6?
It is. Yeah, the LS, of course, only needs 1 timing chain, but the V6 needs 3.
Yeah. Well, we put a LS iron block into a 82 Firebird that we're building a Knight Rider car.
Okay.
And let me tell you, for a lightweight car like a 82 Firebird that came with a 305 with 180 horsepower,
gets after
that LS. Yeah, dude, that thing scratches and I mean, the thing is, the car was never meant to be a hot rod. It is now.
Sure.
Now, what Paul has in his Monaco that I'm jealous of that we've been trying to get is air conditioning.
Both of them have it.
My LS Rolls
trying to get it was over 100 degrees today. I took the Monaco out the other day, and I was like, "Yeah, this sucks. I need air conditioning."
That checks out.
Let's see. Let me check out some of my. I'm getting a ton of questions that are rolling up through here.
Sure.
And you guys should be able to see the comments as well.
I can see some of them. Yeah, the Volvo does have the turbo 5-cylinder.
Let's see here. And I might have one of my other buddies, Jared, come on up here. But I told while I was waiting for you, I told Paul to jump on here. Let's see. I'm trying to read them, and the comments keep moving up. Let's see. This guy says, "I really want like an old done-up 50 style car. Any help? Yeah, go find a 50.
You know, Bob.
Car.
You never told anybody about. I don't remember anywhere in any of your videos that you've ever talked about the checkers you used to build. You used to build checker cabs, right?
Yeah, but I don't know if anybody cares.
No, they were. I always thought they were pretty cool. I saw the one you had a long time ago. I always thought it was pretty.
Here's the guy who likes to take selfies. Check it out. It's Brave Dave. I can't talk smack about Dave because air conditioner broke today and I had to call him. Hey, Dave, it's that guy that only calls you when he needs something. What's up? No, we got it working. This guy Martin says you need to grow your chops back. You say, yeah, I think you need the genuine chops.
I took them off because I don't have a gig until October. But yes, I do. Grow
October? Really? So how much does it suck that they canceled SEMA this year? I thought they were going to keep going with it. You don't care? You're not going to go? I was going.
I mean, I'll go, of course, but it's not vital to my year, and it's really bad content. And I'm a daily vlogger, so like everything I do at SEMA tanks immediately. I wish people would watch it because it's amazing, but so it's bad for me financially. It's more of just a getaway to hang out with everybody.
That's true.
And I didn't really have anything.
Glom stuff though. You don't go and glom free stuff from people.
I don't take anything at all. Yeah, it's just junk.
I'm a whore. I got a 2-post car lift. I got all my office furniture.
Oh well, I use it for networking for sure, absolutely. But I don't use it. I don't go get all the bags of stuff that people walk around with. Not that stuff. That's just junk. Yeah,
I'm talking about water bottles and shit. I'm talking about car lifts,
bin pack, yes,
boxes.
Yeah,
I was working on a deal with Craftsman and also Milwaukee.
The Milwaukee one's kind of impossible.
It is.
Yeah, it doesn't happen. I've tried.
Well, I sat and Dave says, ha, 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 his signature word. The thing about Craftsman, I was so glad that they salvaged that brand, from the ashes and back better than ever.
It is.
But, dude, Milwaukee, man, has the best stuff.
To answer your question, that's the business cards from SEMA, the ones that matter. I can't give away those phone numbers, obviously, but those are the ones that matter. You know
what I do is I take a picture of the card. I don't even bother. Yeah.
I just go so fast. I just chuck them in my pocket.
But when people try to grab your badge to scan it, I'm like, get away from it. Stop.
Luckily, a sponsor always sends me, and I don't know what any of the info is on there at all. So I'm like, scan whatever you want.
Sinformant here gave me $2. He wants to know, ever do a Fall Guy truck? No. What was the Fall Guy truck? It was like a 83 Silverado or something. I can't remember what it was. Do you remember the Fall Guy truck? You guys remember that one?
No.
It was a big brown lifted truck with an eagle on the hood.
Oh, okay. Sounds cool.
Had the $6 million man driving it.
But why would anybody care about the Fall Guy?
They don't. It's like, I love the show. Listen, it came on Wednesdays at 7. I know this because we went to church on Wednesdays, and I used to sneak out and go into the little area and in the back, and they had a little 5-inch TV, and I would watch the Fall Guy. And I used to get in trouble for that. I'd say, I gotta go to the bathroom, and I'd come back about an hour later after watching the Fall Guy. But I was a big fan of the show, but I don't know if I care about the truck. It's people. What people don't understand about being a custom car builder is all day long I get these why don't you build this? And I'm like, why don't you write me a check? I build the stuff that people hire me to build. So when people ask me about the Wraith and the Fall Guy, I go, look, no one in my 15 years of doing this has asked me, Bob, I've got a deposit here for you. Build me. Yeah.
Yeah.
The car I just finished my 34th DeLorean time machine. We're working on our 7th or 8th Bluesmobile.
Yeah.
I think I've done another half a dozen Knight Rider cars, 2 A-Team vans, Jurassic Park. And really we only did the Jurassic Park because we did it on a television show. but I sold that 93 Jeep Sahara for 15 grand, which was a $6,000 Jeep, but you put some dinosaur stickers on it.
I know. I want to do a Jurassic. It's on my list as a Jurassic Park one. I don't know which one, which generation, but cheap, obviously.
I still think, Bob, one of your best cars is sitting on a lift in your shop and you won't take it out.
Which one? The Cadillac?
Yeah. The Cadillac. The Green Bob.
So, you may not have seen it, but on an episode of our TV show, we did a 1963 Cadillac convertible, the car from Scarface. And we actually had the guy that played Chi-Chi in the movie come down, and he's just like in the film, he's riding around in it, and he's like, "You got a yob," and Chi-Chi get the yayo, And we filled the trunk up with like bags of flour and toy machine guns and money and stuff, and a yellow chainsaw. I don't know how well you know Scarface, but my buddy Dangerous Bob, he was the prop master on Back to the Future, but he was also the prop master on Scarface. Like he was the guy in the scene where when they're cutting the guy's leg off, he's squirting the blood in the dude's face in the scene. He's the prop guy. So I have a lot of history with that car, but it's just sitting up on a rack. I haven't pulled it down in like over a year. Let's see here. What's Dave saying? They had about 5 different years of trucks. Easy to get a screen accurate one. Oh, we're talking about the Fall Guy truck.
Yeah, somebody said it was an 84 GMC half ton.
Okay. Yeah, I need to get Brave Dave on with his Canyonero. This dude built himself, I think he took like an excursion or something and built this crazy lifted. It's basically a pontoon boat, except on a truck, 10 feet in the air. It's kind of weird. And he takes it to we have a thing here called Rednecks with Paychecks, which is like a mutters kind of thing.
Yeah. Every year on the way back from 2K is when it is. So you see everyone, we're all leaving 2K with the race cars, and they're all going the other way with the lifted trucks and ATVs.
Yeah. Yeet. Yeah. I've never been, but it's because it's just too redneck for me. But I do have a lifted excursion now, so maybe I'm qualified to go.
It's not lifted enough, I promise.
It's those
guys all have like 48 inches of lift. Like it doesn't even make sense. Tractor tires and 48 inches.
No, it's ridiculous. Yeah. And there's a lot of Punisher stickers, a lot of Monster Energy drink stickers.
Oh yeah.
A lot of build it yourself AR-15s. A lot of Make America Great Again. There's a lot of that going on. And
the Canyonero has a pole on the front of it when he goes out there, right? Pole dancers. He does. Dave will tell you too. Yeah.
I bet he does. See, how's the Ectomobile coming along? Well, the Ectomobile is a 59 Cadillac Miller Meteor hearse that's just sitting behind my building collecting dust because, and thank you for that, Rampant Fury, because basically it's going to cost $100,000 to build the car. We're going to put an LS motor in it. We're going to redo all the upholstery. And, but did you see that this Ecto sold at an auction last Sunday for $200,000?
That is wild.
Did you see that auction and that time machine that got 112 and there was a Batmobile went for 175?
That seems really high for a Batmobile.
It does. And it was a 89 Keaton Batmobile as well.
Huh. Well, that's like the best one.
Siggy wants to know, does Paul have a channel? Paul does not do YouTube.
No, not yet. I don't. No. Maybe when COVID's over, maybe we'll do it with the band. We have a Facebook page for the band. That's about all.
That's about it. But they're really good. As Dan Aykroyd introduced them as what did he say? The best blues experience?
I got something to show you. Look.
Oh, you're gonna play it? What do you got there?
You got one of these?
I do. I was there.
Yeah, that's you bald-headed fool. Yeah, that's no. He did a Zoom interview the week of the 40th anniversary, and he did a little plug for us. And he actually said to the guy doing the interview, "Is that the guy with the Bluesmobile in Dallas?" He goes, "Yeah, I met him in California at the Ghostbusters thing. I know him real well." I'm like, "Oh yeah, sure. He remembers me." He'd only remember you because of one thing, Bob.
What's that?
These suckers.
Oh, you still got those shoes. Oh, yeah. Well, he signed 1,000 of those shoes.
Yeah, man.
We went to the Ghostbuster Fan Fest out at the Sony lot last year. We got to meet Dan Aykroyd and all the people from the movie. it was a blast, and we got to have breakfast with Dan Aykroyd, Ernie Hudson, Ivan Reitman, just to name drop a little bit. And so K-Swiss came out with some Ghostbuster shoes, and I bought a case of them. I spent like over $1,000, and I had Dan Aykroyd sign them all.
Oh, nice.
And I auctioned them off on eBay and gave 100% of the proceeds to Autism Speaks.
And then what did we do the week after? We went to San Antonio.
Well, then we hung out with Ernie Hudson, and we got him to sign some. So I didn't keep any of the money. I gave the shoes, the everything, donated it to Autism Speaks. That's a great charity that Dan and Jason Reitman support. And so I thought I'd give back to Ghostbusters since I've taken so much from them over the years. And I've sold about 500 Proton packs for $3,000 a piece and bought a gigantic house and a Rolls-Royce. So the least I could do. But whenever I get autographed items, I always make it a point to do a little charity with it. So, but if it's my own stuff, it's good luck. I'm to keeping the cash.
That was probably one of the best things that happened last year that I've been a part of. That was great.
Now, Dave says, JR, I love the Chevy Camaro RS sludge removal. I wanted to ask you a little bit about that because I definitely have some cars with some sludge. So tell us about this product you're using that's doing the sludge removal.
Yeah, it's BG Dynamic. That's what we used on that one. BG has a couple different products that are kind of designed to clean out engines, but the Dynamic is really crazy and worked better than I'd ever expected. I mean, you saw
it's crazy expensive though, right?
Yeah, so I can't talk about what it costs. I'm sure I'm not supposed to like reveal the wholesale, but I would say if you have someone do it, it's about $500, and if you buy the materials, it's about $300.
So how many oil changes you got to go through before
it's
really?
Basically 3 oil changes, right? But it's all using the first ones are just using those bottles. So change the filter, run the first bottle of cleaner, change the filter, run the rinse oil, change the filter again, and fill it with oil.
Now, have you done any of the kind of home methods? You know, filling up with
ATF
and you know, I've heard of people doing transmission fluid, Berryman's B12, mystery oil,
seafoam.
The seafoam is
an intake treatment kind of thing, but
So
I really haven't because I don't believe in any of that. The Dynamic was insane, and I now believe in that. So it's pretty crazy.
See. Freddie wanted to know if I got any Back to the Future signatures. All of them. I got them all. We did them all. Duh. Matter of fact, I had the screen used sports almanac from the film, the actual sports almanac cover. That was the one that I went on the show Pawn Stars with, and it was signed by everybody, including Michael J. Fox. I actually sold that for $8,500 at an auction, and I gave 25% to Michael J. Fox Foundation. So,
and how many times have you met Christopher Lloyd?
Oh, I've done lots of gigs with him. Yeah. Here. If you ever go meet Christopher Lloyd, here's the secret: bring a chick with big boobs with you. He likes the girls, because otherwise he won't notice you're there. He'll just be dazed out like an old man. But when I bring Rachel with me or something, and she dresses all sexy, he lights up. Oh, hey Bob, how you doing? Let's see. We got another super chat over here. We got $5 Canadian. That's almost enough for a 5-piece nugget from Wendy's. What did you have? Did you get me a Frosty over there?
I had a 5 for $5 or something, maybe a 4 for $4.
I was this close to going to Wendy's today.
I was like, I'll overnight you that Frosty.
He says, I worked for GM for 4 years. You got off easy compared to Acadia?
The Acadia? I think he's talking about my timing chains on the
on the
3.6. And the Camaro has a lot of room in the front end, I guess. So that kind of checks out.
Oh, no, this is an interesting comment. Richard says, I have a family member who works with Dan Aykroyd. When they were filming the Blues Brothers 2000 movie, my uncle tried to give the filmmakers a Cadillac to be in the junkyard scene. I have never watched the Blues Brothers 2000 movie. It's just one of those things where I can't bring myself to do it. I know that even Dan didn't want to do it. It was a contractually obligated thing that they had to do. And it's like somebody going, hey, you want to watch your mom in a porn? No, I don't want to watch this movie. My apologies to Dan.
I could tell you about that movie. The movie, not that great. The music, excellent.
Really? Maybe one day I'll watch it.
I think I watched it. I just don't remember any of it.
Let me save you an hour and a half of your time. Just listen to the soundtrack.
I'll just get the soundtrack. I love Blues Brothers music. You know, I don't know if you're a Blues Brothers fan, John, but you don't have to be a fan of blues music. So,
right? No.
It's one of those things where it brings you into a whole different type of genre that you never would have, because I grew up a heavy metal kid. I grew up with the Pantera guys, and later in life, I started getting into like kind of, I don't even know if I'd say techno, but more goth kind of music. All the kids that we used to stuff into lockers when I was in high school, that's the Cure and stuff. That's the stuff I'm into now. Because back in the 90s, the heavy metal kids didn't hang out with the goth kids and the country kids. You had set groups, right? It's not like now where everybody's all like homogenized. Back then, in the early 90s, late 80s, whatever. And for you, Paul, probably the 50s. You're like, yeah, what are you talking about? But let's see. I'm trying to go through some of the comments. What status of JR's? All right. The R8.
Home soon.
Kevin wants to know.
Home soon. I was like, I had the car for so long and it was never going to run again until we were like, you know what, let's go put the engine in it. It was an easy job, after taking it out. It'd been a year since I pulled it out, and then everything kind of just comes back together in your head. So we got it back in like 3 days, had it running, and then drove it on the trailer like I said I was always going to, and took it straight to Florida and dropped it off at Hefner so that they could retune it and go through everything, give it a clean bill of health. So basically it's getting all new oil and cooling lines for the turbos, and they're just checking everything out and tuning it on the dyno. It's on the dyno right now from what I know.
Here's an interesting question. It goes, all right, were you able to restore the DeLorean from Universal at Orlando? No. The DeLorean that was at Universal Studios Orlando was built by a guy named Jay Orberg, and it sat there for 30 years until it literally just fell apart to the point that they asked me to restore it. I gave them an estimate. I said, you're going to have to replace literally everything, the frame, every nut and bolt, the interior, just everything. You would spend twice as much as if you just bought a DeLorean. They go, well, the whole point is trying to restore this one. So long story short, there's a new replica car there in its place. The original car has been put into storage permanently, like, wherever they keep the Ark of the Covenant. And
that checks out.
I cannot confirm nor deny that I built the car there. I wouldn't be allowed to say if I did. All I know is go check it out. Dave wanted to say the song at the end of Blues Brothers 2000 was awesome. Could not be better. Big famous musician jam session. So maybe I'll watch just that clip on YouTube. I don't know. I saw the kid in the movie. I was just like, the
movie was so bad that the kid stopped acting after that movie.
I would. Siggy says, when you put a complex car back together after a long time, what do you use? Service manuals?
I wait till it comes back to me. I just stare at it until I remember how it came apart, and then I put it back together. I don't have any manual for the R8. At one point, I did go to Audi and ask them for the how to get the engine out manual, because there were a few things we were worried about.
the Haynes manual?
No. They have they can print each chapter, so they printed me off 30 pages, which is funny because those pages just have links to go to different sections. So I had a general idea of how to get it out, and we just went. Okay. So it really isn't that crazy. It's just time consuming. If it was a GM car or another import, I can have the engine out in a couple hours, but the R8 did take some time.
So let me ask you. So as a fellow YouTuber, now I'm up to, I'm about to hit 93,000 here in a minute.
Right? Yeah.
Literally in a minute.
In a minute.
If I went and checked, it's if everybody watching right now, if you're not a subscriber, if you go subscribe right now, I'll probably watch my ticker click over. Now, but how many you're over 150? What are you at? I forget.
It's about 250.
250.
Yeah.
Gosh.
All I want to see is that $250,000. That's one of those ones that makes you feel like you did something.
Is that the one? Because I know that when you hit 100,000,
100,000 is a big deal because they send you.
It's a big deal because you get the plaque and then you get your own YouTube manager.
No, you don't. They don't. No. That's all over. You just get the plaque.
You don't get anymore?
No, we're not. Yeah, I think you need like 5 million subs for them to care at this point. Like everybody has 1 million subs now, so we're just we're small. Yeah,
I'm nobody.
Yeah, it's the million is so common. There's like 30,000 channels with 1 million or something.
Really?
It's insane. Yeah. So you do not even get a phone call anymore. You used to. I had another channel with a bunch of subs way back in the day, and I got to talk to some of the YouTube partner management. But
now
not
what
anymore.
happened to your other channel?
I sold the whole brand.
Really?
Yeah.
I never even considered that. I've had this channel since 2007.
That one wasn't connected to me. Mine too. Mine's like a 05 channel. WatchJRgo is that I started when I was in high school. And the other one was like a purpose-built brand for tastefully modded cars.
Well, wait a minute. YouTube didn't even start till like 2006, I think, right?
Yeah, 06, 07, something like that.
Yeah, okay.
My channel's old. If you go to the start date. Here, I'll look real quick. It shouldn't take too long. Let me open a new tab and give you an answer.
Well, there's your...
it's on the About page.
There's your drummer.
Yeah.
There it is. Let's see what this one is here. This one says
September 17th, 2006. That's when I joined YouTube. So like right when it came out, probably. I think it started in 04. I'm not sure.
So was there a particular, did you kind of like my channel just kind of petered along. I had, I don't know, 3,000 or 4,000 subscribers for the longest time.
I didn't even have 1,000 until 2-3 years ago.
Yeah, and then I had this one video that took off, and the video that took off for me was a rant I did about UPS not delivering my packages.
Yeah, that checks out.
And that thing exploded, and as you know, in your YouTube's, analytics, you can go see where the link throughs are.
Uh-huh.
And so what had started happening is UPS people were posting. There's apparently a forum for UPS drivers or employees called like the Brown Forum or something. And they had been posting it and sharing it.
Uh-huh.
And it just exploded, and it's over 1 million views. And it just and for whatever reason that put me into the recommended category.
Okay.
Because then my other videos started catching on.
Absolutely.
Then I totally ripped off Hoovy, and I did the cheapest Rolls-Royce. Which I told Hyler, I go, you totally inspired me to buy this car, because after 6 months or more of watching you do your videos on this Phantom, it made me brave enough to buy one, because I was so afraid of getting one. I thought, man, every little thing happens. Oh, it's a $20,000 repair, But
Sure.
really, it's not that bad. I mean, right now we're doing the Death Valley water pump, which is a pipe that comes out of the back of the water pump, goes under the intake.
Yeah.
And it's listen, I'm going to spend a couple of grand, but gosh darn it is a Rolls-Royce Phantom.
My 528i Sport broke that tube that runs under the intake, and I sold the car. I was like, nope, done. I mean, it would have taken like 30 more minutes, but I didn't want to wait for parts, so I just sold the car.
Well, yeah, but if you had a BMW 760 Li, the whole car's worth $5,000.
Yeah, it's
that
almost
same
not
motor
worth
in a
doing.
Phantom, it's worth $60,000. So when I did the cheapest Rolls-Royce video, that thing got 1 million views.
Sure.
So right after that, it just started like skyrocketing. So was there a particular video that really launched your channel and kind of made it pop?
I really think it's the one where Hoovy and I did my Range Rover and his Range Rover, or his mom's Range Rover and his Range Rover. Those three. That one was obviously that one was a big one. But then my Honda Civic, like one day Honda Civic flip one went pretty big too.
Dave was saying we should do a LS swap in one of my Rolls Royces. I wouldn't be opposed to doing an engine swap in
your
Rolls
old one,
Royce.
in your Silver Shadow. Don't do the new ones.
I'm not gonna modify the Silver Shadow because that particular car is a bit of a historical car. It was owned by an important person.
Right.
I'm gonna leave it alone because it was owned by a very rich and famous woman named Nancy B. Hammond, who was a very important person here in Dallas. Her name's all over the town.
That's cool.
She donated over $70 million to Dallas. So like when you go to the hospital, you go to the Hammond Wing. When you go to the Performing Arts Center, you're in the Hammond Hall. So she was wealthy, and this was her. She had this thing since it was new. But the interesting thing about it is she used to loan it to her friend Larry Hagman from the show Dallas, who played JR.
Cool.
And he used to drive it around Dallas. So there's all these people with pictures of him in my car. And I bought the car for 10 grand and it runs and drives.
Yeah, I wouldn't ruin that one, but that car's a piece of junk. Like mechanically, it's not good.
So this guy said, I first saw you on Pawn Stars with the DeLorean. That was a lot of fun. Have you done any other reality shows or cameoed on any other shows or just done your own thing? JR, talking to you.
Oh, no TV at all.
Not really?
No, I want my own show like Tyler's. I want to do one of those.
No, you don't. Yeah, no, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't.
Even
just
if
stick to YouTube.
I know. Like you and him, everyone I've ever talked to about TV is like, stay away from it. But I just want an IMDb credit. I don't even care about the money.
You can literally go make an account on IMDb and give yourself a credit for the WatchJRgo channel. Let me tell you, listen, I get it, all right? It was my dream come true to have my own reality show, and there's nothing cooler than like being in a bar and watching yourself on TV. But the amount of time and effort and work you put into it, and here's the real problem. After you do all that time and effort and work and make zero money, because you won't make any money, you don't own it. I can't even show it to you. I can't put it on YouTube. I can't do anything with it. No one can see it. It's been out since 2015, and nobody's seen it. And, Reels Channel doesn't put their stuff online or on demand. Now, Discovery Channel did buy the show and played it internationally, like in Australia and France and stuff, Malaysia, Singapore. But they can't put it online either because of the international rights. So, like Tyler's show, he did all that time and effort. That's why Tyler doesn't even want to really necessarily bother doing another season, maybe, because...
We were talking about it a few minutes ago. Yeah, he doesn't own any of it,
That's the problem.
Yeah.
So unless you make some sort of deal, which they'll never give you, when you have ownership of the car.
IP. Like, I've been listening to a few creators that have been able to walk with their IP, but you got to negotiate it up front.
If I could go back in time and held out and not taken the deal. The thing is I had done a pilot in 2011, and then that was shopped around with a couple of different production companies and networks. And these were the first people to show up with a check.
Right.
Here's David. He was my sound guy on the TV show. Says, of course, have an audio comment, Bob. You need a compressor limiter on your mic or your mix feeding the stream. When you get loud, it clips. You know what it is let me fix it right now. I'm using an actual tube preamp.
Oh, you got it real. I was like, can you throw a plug-in in there with a compressor on it?
Dude, I'm hooked up. I've owned this mic since the 90s.
I love the RE20. I think I sound better than anything else on an RE20.
I was a professional voiceover guy for many years. I did hundreds of commercials.
Yep.
And I also produced NWA Wrestling back in the late 90s, early 2000, not to brag. But I was their voiceover, technical director, and editor. And so if you watched NWA 20 years ago, it was, coming up next, it's Down the B7 and an over-the-top battle royale with Ken Shamrock. Stay tuned.
Absolutely.
Guitar Center features $99 Fender Stratocasters. Prices so low we can't tell you what they are. Now, of course, I'm talking to you dry. So, Mark, if you listen, I actually have a big bottom. That's what it's called.
And big bottom compressor. Yeah, it's an Apex.
I have an Apex big bottom. I also have a Oral Exciter, and I have a Lexicon MX100. But I don't have any of that turned on. I'm going just direct into the computer with this thing. So I am using a tube mic preamp, but I probably need to tweak it a little bit. And I'm thinking about actually building a full studio, either in one of the spare rooms or at the shop, that's not just me at my. This is the same desk I had dinner on a minute ago. This is the regular desk I just sit at. But I did voiceovers, and I did what I was known for was doing what they called PI spots, per inquiries. So remember the blue screen with the yellow letters that said, call now, operators are standing by, credit cards accepted, check or money order, send, $9.95 to P.O. Box 1923, Walla Walla, Washington.
Sure.
I did those stupid commercials, right? And you would do these deals where they would say, well, we'll give you $100 and then we'll give you 15 cents off each thing you sell. And I always got ripped off. I never got any money. What? Mercy Gated says you wanted $100,000 for. Why is that? I don't know what you're talking about. If you were who's that question for? Please explain.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I don't know.
Somebody said, was it funny when Hoobie fell down at your house? And honestly, I always forget about that. It was hilarious in the video, but everyone's like talking to me about it all the time. And I'm like, what video was that? No, it was. I'd say that was like sort of like it wasn't scripted or anything. He definitely like fell on accident, but he like was fine immediately. It was not a big deal.
What was this? He saw a bootleg on a weird Chinese website. Oh, of my television show?
Oh, that's cool.
Well, you probably did. My show did air in China. Sometimes, I don't know if you do this, and maybe this is narcissistic, but I'll Google myself at least once a month just to see what I find out there. And I found some articles like of myself in a newspaper in China because they had played my show in China. It's kind of weird. Let's see. Freddie says, I'm a voice artist too for Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network. That's cool.
That is cool.
I never got to do anime or cartoons and things like that. I always wanted to do that. I always just did crappy commercials, but I did hundreds of them. So, yeah, now Paul was a DJ, radio DJ. He worked in radio for many years.
Yeah, I did.
Down in Florida until he got a restraining order from Debbie Gibson, and he had to stop. But,
that's a whole nother story that I don't want to go to. Yeah, it's
not far off the mark. Come on. There was not an actual restraining order, but her mom did have words with you, I think, didn't she?
She did, but I did get to go out on a date with her. So there you go.
That's right. But yeah, see, Me Too movement coming back on you 30 years later.
Somebody asked if I got to ride on the Wizard's boat with the Car Ninja and Hoobie, and I don't think I'm allowed to like fill in the real backstory there, am I?
You know, they've been kind of where's that comment? I'm trying to find it here.
About halfway up on the comments.
Yeah, there. I missed it. You know what? We'll leave that to
Tyler to fill in.
Tyler or to David and Wizard and Hoobie.
Whoever's boat it actually is. I mean,
but
I've 100% been on that boat. Yeah,
how many times?
We had a lot of fun down at the lake house.
How many times do you laugh like almost spit up your milk when he goes, I had to go to the credit union for this?
What, Tyler?
Oh, okay. Sure. Yeah, okay. But you know what? He's brilliant. Like, you know.
Oh, yeah.
I'm running around here pretending like I'm rich. I got nothing. This guy's got like ice cream stores.
He's got stores, yeah.
I don't think he's ever goes, hey, it's the two guys from Pawn Stars.
Tyler talks about Freddy's all the time on the videos.
Does he? Well, you know, every once in a while he doesn't talk about how many of them he has, but we used to have a Freddy's Custards burgers down here, but they're all gone now, I think. But
that's crazy. But there's so many different franchisees, right? So like in Wichita, we have the corporate ones because it started here, like right down the street. And then the ones Tyler has are more north. But, yeah.
Mm-hmm. We had one, but it didn't make it. It closed up. And I used to own a restaurant, and I'd looked into a lot of franchises and things, you know, but I hadn't considered that one. And you know, sometimes when you have, like, I think his dad's in the PepsiCo space. I think he's in the Taco Bell, right?
No, all the Taco Bells are gone, and his dad is the one who actually owns the Freddy's. Tyler actually does a lot of work and manages them all.
Yeah, no, and
that way, yeah, his dad doesn't have to.
Like, I don't think people realize what a brilliant guy.
Yeah,
Tyler really is.
Yeah, he works like nonstop. If he's not like working on a YouTube video, he's working.
He's a hardworking guy, and now he's got a baby, and
busy.
You know, he's a really good guy. He really is. Oh, yeah, Dave was over at Tom and Cheese. I was looking at it. It was called Tom and Chi. It was a franchise called Tom and Chi, which was a tomato and cheese place.
Is that what your restaurant was, or?
No, mine was a burger place. It was just a mom and pop. It was called the Reno's Grill. It was part of a biker bar down in downtown Dallas.
Cool.
We did have Best Burger in Dallas by the Dallas Observer, and I sold the place for a profit, which never happens.
That's impressive. Yeah.
And the reason I did it was to start this shop. Just a quick version of the story is I had one time machine that I built and one Night Rider that I built. I sold those both in the divorce because that's what happens. If you ever get married and get divorced, then you kind of lose all your shit. That's what happens. And here, let me get rid of somebody real quick.
Yeah, I was like, you should definitely ban that Nathan Morris guy. Nice.
Don't say his name.
Banned.
Yeah, don't give him any. Now he's all like, "Yay, I got my name."
He's got to make a new account.
Now he's got to go make another account. Anyway, I had this was like 2008, and the time machines and the Night Riders, that stuff didn't exist.
Sure.
And it was also fresh on YouTube, so and Facebook. No. The video was on MySpace, and so I'd be cooking burgers, making fries, and my phone would ring, and I'd be like, I'm sitting there like it's like UHF. I'm sitting there with a spatula, like, shh, hello. And they go, hey, I was calling about your Night Rider car. I sold it 6 months ago. Leave me alone.
Right.
And this guy kept calling me going, he said, man, I love this time machine you built. It's my dream. I have a DeLorean. I have a lot of money. What's it going to take to get you? No one can do this.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah.
I've never seen this before. And the guy says, I will wire you $80,000 tomorrow.
And you were
I'm
like,
sitting there, and I'm printing out the monthly receipts on my register, and I go, we've only sold $11,000 worth of burger and fries in here.
Yeah.
I'm like, I told my the new wife, the hotter, thinner wife.
Oh. This must have been. You must have had the restaurant after I met you in the West End, right?
Yes.
Oh, wow. So I've known you even before that.
The Canadian chick was a globe. So the thing about I'm a dick. So I was like, hey, listen, I'm going to open up a car shop because we've been running the restaurant for like a year. It's making money. So I put it on Craigslist, turnkey restaurant for sale. Guy showed up with a brick of cash. I handed him the keys. Said, here's your restaurant. Here's the menu. Later, here's the lease. Nice. Guy took it over, and that never happens. Anybody that's been in the restaurant space will tell you they lost their ass. The person who had it before me lost $130,000 before they gave up. So I knew I was onto something, and I may do another restaurant again one day. But I started off renting a little bay for $350 a month. It was a little 1,000-foot bay. My building has 5 bays. Well, I own the whole building now. I took over all 5 bays, owned the whole building, the parking lot. Because after I built this first car, which was the second car, and put up pictures of it, I had orders for cars 3, 4, 5, And then immediately I went on a TV show called Auction Kings on Discovery.
Yeah, I've seen it.
And that was our 6th car. But, oh, man, they ripped me off. Something terrible. I'm real timid to do the auctions. Have you thought about going on Doug's Cars and Bids?
I was thinking about selling something on there. I don't know. Maybe the Saab. The Viper truck I'm going to send to Mecum or something down in Dallas. We'll come. I'll be down there. Yeah, Mecum or what's the other one?
You got to call me.
Yeah, we'll hang out. We'll get together.
I'll come pick you up in the Rolls.
Perfect. That's a big upgrade from the Viper truck.
Yeah, Viper truck is cool.
Yeah, it's red and it's a truck. I don't know. I haven't driven it in well over a month and a half. It just sits.
What's the most expensive car you ever sold?
I had a SEMA built Titan that went pretty high, and then I'm trying. There's got to be more stuff that's like recent, but I don't know. Yeah. Oh
well, what I was alluding to before, because I get on tangents. Talk about you. We were talking about YouTube, and I was talking about how. So you're at like 250,000.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been really open about, what happens on my YouTube channel. So, for instance, we were just discussing. I did this hour-long video about my tour bus last month, and the CPM on that is like crazy. I made like $1,600 on that video because people are watching the whole hour.
Oh, that's cool.
And God bless you people watching the commercials, because I put every commercial in.
Did you?
Oh, I ticked every box. Even Ed Bullion was like, really? That's good money. And I feel sorry for you poor bastards that don't have YouTube Premium. that have
Oh,
to
yeah,
sit
I have
through
YouTube
those
Premium.
god-awful commercials.
I see comments, and I'm like, what ads? I haven't seen an ad on a video in years.
Yeah.
It's like $9.
So
I don't pay
implore
for
you.
TV. I just pay for YouTube.
If you make any kind of money, if you can afford the $10 or what, I don't even know how much it is. I'm such
It's
a baller.
Yeah.
So
But the thing
$10
is, like, it's pays creators more if you have YouTube Premium. So it's like, why wouldn't you? It helps everybody out. So, but yeah, some of the comments were like, what's on the other PC, and the other one's my Mac, and I'm editing tonight's video. I just imported all the footage because I still have to edit a video. I'll have to start in the next 30 and drop tonight.
All right, well, I won't keep you too long.
No,
I'll
you're
let you get back to it.
And then Sovereign Knight said a Viper truck, and like, yeah, I have a 05 Ram SR210. Of course, they came with the Viper engine and 500 horsepower and change, and it's red. It's got Viper-inspired stuff and Viper seats, and then or plush seats that look like Viper things.
This
and
guy wants
then
to know if I have any cognac left. I do. You drink? Do you drink alcohol?
Who, me?
Yeah.
No.
No, not at all.
No, I don't talk about it on my channel, so I don't talk about it in real life unless you hang out with me. So yeah.
Okay.
And then
when I see you, that we won't drink any $3,500 bottle of cognac when we're not together.
Absolutely. And then Robert said my BMW X5 still sucks, and I like the X5. What engine do you have? Like, if it's the 3L, it can't suck.
Is that one of those kind of demonetization kind of territories? If you
no, it's probably not, because there's lots of channels that drink all the time. I just don't.
That's true.
So,
well, like I wanted to do, I had built a custom AR, and I wanted to do a video about it. But then I was like, you know what? Maybe not. You know, because I watch a lot of, I watch Forgotten Weapons and a lot of great shows like that.
Demo Ranch, guys that do excellent work.
But I was like, I don't know. You know, I want to try to avoid going down that road. You know, because it has a political implication. If you even like a gun.
Right.
And so I definitely want to stay away from politics and, you know, the current relations in the country and things like that. I don't want to go near any of that stuff.
Yep.
So, but to me, it was a piece of jewelry because I built this red anodized AR. It was just the most gorgeous thing ever. I'll send you a picture of it. And I was like, this would be a great video, you know, but you know, Brave Dave over there, he does like a gun show, I think. He does like a TV show about guns. Like I just picked up a Tommy gun. I was like, this would make a great video. But no, I left it on my kitchen table. So no videos of all the cool bang bang pew pews and the liquor.
The X5 guy, Robert, said he got the ECU rebuilt, and I still don't have it running. Well, what's wrong with it? I mean, if the ECU is rebuilt, can't you scan it? And it should answer some questions, I would hope. I'd hope. Throw a scanner on it.
Now, have you gotten a scanner yet? Because I bought an Autel Maxxis. That thing is awesome.
Yeah, I got this one.
Okay.
The big Autel.
That is.
It's the Elite. Yeah.
Now, how much was that one?
Like $4.
Mine was like $1,500. I thought it was a baller.
Yeah, this was the everything, and then last week they finally released the Ultra, and I'd like to have an Ultra.
That's the thing about it. I don't want to spend that much money on something that's going to be obsolete in a couple of years. I mean, I do
update it all the time. Yeah.
Even if you update it, it's still just a $79 tablet.
It is an Android tablet. 100% an Android tablet.
It's an Android tablet with rubber grips, with Kung Fu grips on it.
And Siggy asked if it's the same one the Wizard uses, and the answer is yes.
There you go.
100%. Yeah, we all have Autel Elites and Randy from Auto Action rebuilds too.
I wonder if you as a guest, if you can click on one of the comments and bring it up. I don't know.
Oh, that's a good question. So I saw we have private chat, which is cool. And
yeah, we can talk to each other.
Let's see. Nope, I can't do anything with chat. And then Siggy also asked if there's no reserve on cars and bids. I think you can decide, just like Bring a Trailer, where if you can set a reserve or not set a reserve. And then if the timing's out, that's too bad, because I would hate to do that job.
Well, I've got to list this 2004 Rolls, and Tyler got, what did he get, 65, 67 for his?
69, 6.
Something like that. So, and I was trying to get 75 for mine.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I'm going to, so I'm kind of timid. And then I have a DeLorean time machine that I'm about to list. And, that piece of crap one just sold for 112. So I was going to ask 125 for mine.
I was going to say reserve 125 it.
That was the plan. And I but I hadn't been able to get a hold of Doug. I don't know if he's avoided me. I sent him a message. I go, hey, let's do a promotion with this time machine on Cards and Bid, because that's a high profile item. Right. I think that people would share, but I've been waffling with, I could put it on eBay, which has way more viewers, or bring a trailer, which is more established, but I'd like to help out Doug's side. And, Paul, you have that 75 Monaco, that might be a good car to put on maybe the Cars and Bids website, because, well, it's probably too old. He wants to concentrate on newer Radwood kind of stuff and newer, but maybe bring a trailer would take it. I don't know.
Bring a trailer will take everything if it's cool.
Yeah. And it's definitely cool. I mean, if you watch the Blues Brother movie, the blue and white cop cars that are chasing the Blues Brothers, it's one of those. And it's in mint condition. It's dope.
Put it on. There's not a tear or a crack in it, no rust.
Oh, that's awesome.
400 under the hood. Yeah.
Do you ever list things on Facebook Marketplace? I hate it.
I use it for almost everything.
But don't you get sick of is this available?
Is it available? It's because it's that button. That's like the thing it wants you to ask automatically.
Now, you probably don't get it as much up in Wichita, but here, every other one it's in Spanish.
Or a dealer. Down there, I was trying to buy that car in Dallas, and I was looking at hundreds and hundreds of ads on Auto Tempest and Facebook and everything. And all of them that said they were for sale by owner were all dealers. And I was like, that's not cool.
I was trying to sell like a fleet van just to get rid of it. I wanted $3,800 for it.
Sure.
Put it on Marketplace. This guy comes over and says, he's looking at it. I'm like, I think he's going to take it. He goes, I'm interested. I think I'll take it. I'm like, okay, I'll give you $2,000 for it.
That's not how this works.
And I just put my hand out and go, thank you for coming. Have a nice day. Goodbye. Yeah. And I just clocked it up, turned it off, closed the door. Guy was like, hold on. You want to negotiate? No. Yeah. Just like Rob Pitt said, if the first question or statement is, what's the least you take for this? Delete. I'm done.
Or wait, Bob, when you sell when you sell a movie replica car on any website and everybody starts quoting frickin' lines from the movie.
Oh, that gets pretty old. And I'm sure this happens to you as well, but being that both, he's into the Blues Brothers, I'm into all this other stuff. Every single time any one of my gazillion followers sees a DeLorean or a whatever, I'm tagged, I'm photo. I'm like, yes, I know, I've seen it. Just like this guy sent me a picture of, this was interesting. Carvana.
Yeah.
Well, there was a DeLorean on the back of a Carvana truck.
Oh, that's pretty awesome. It was a trade-in, probably. That would.
No, I built it for them because I built it for them as a promotion.
Oh, that's cool.
I'm like, yeah, I know, I built it.
Or how about this? I wish I could afford a Bluesmobile, but all I have is this.
Yeah,
that's all I have.
Then you get the I wish posts.
Yeah.
I wish posts. Was that the van that you put the screws in the back to step? Oh no, that was a different. No, that was an 18 brand. So what he's talking about? Oh, this is great. Oh man, I shouldn't talk about this. We kept having people breaking into these. We had a field across the street from us. We were keeping some cars in. Somebody kept breaking in the cars, stealing Cadillac converters, breaking in. So I made a bait van. I took one of the cargo vans. I put a Ring video camera in it with a Wi-Fi extender, with a motion detector, and we took just a bunch of boxes in the shop that were like old TV and computer boxes, filled the van up, made it look like it was full of equipment.
Oh, nice.
But we put all that stuff towards the front of the van and locked the front doors, but left the back doors unlocked. All right, now here's the part. In theory, this is what we were thinking about doing. We took a sheet of plywood with spaced apart 3-inch nails sticking through it and threw a piece of light carpet over it. This is in theory, because I wouldn't incriminate myself. The idea was when somebody broke in the van, they would impale themselves on the nails,
Oh no.
crawling across the floor to get to the box. Well, it was in the middle of the day, right? There was a guy who was doing some lawn mowing or something, and the alarm goes off. And, you know, if you have a Ring camera, the picture pops right up on your camera.
Sure.
So the alarm goes off, and I look, and there's a picture of a guy in the van. So it's across the street. So I tell everybody, bait van, everybody go now. And we take off running. And we hear him hollering across the street. And what you don't see on camera is his apprehension. But it's on my YouTube channel, buried from a couple of years ago. You can go back and watch it, the edited version. And anyway, the cops come and arrest him and everything. And we ended up catching 3 or 4 guys with that bait van. And the cops were like, hey, could we borrow this? This thing is great. It's like we could have started an entire show, but there was already a show called Bait Cop Car or something, I think. I don't know. It's hilarious. He goes, oh, I was talking about the DeLorean 100,000. I get 125,000 for DeLorean Time Machine, in case you were wondering. And he was. Well, listen, you said earlier, I don't want to keep you because you said you had to go edit a video. It's up to you.
Yeah, either way. I'm not in a... I don't have to run immediately.
Okay.
I just know
when I was rendering a video earlier of like I do the most random stuff, and maybe this is why my channel doesn't grow the way it should. I did a video on my new Roomba.
Oh, yeah?
Because I was so impressed with it.
Which one did you get?
I got the i8.
Okay.
Which is the one that empties itself.
Okay. I thought the i9 was like the highest or something. But yeah, the 8 sounds pretty high.
This one, I got it at Costco. And you'll see in the video, every robot vacuum I've ever bought will not drive on my office carpet because it's thick black shag carpet. And every robot just freaks out as soon as it hits the carpet. This one will do it. And it's never gotten stuck. It empties itself out. You never have to touch it. I don't know why I'm so impressed with it.
I bought like the cheapest one I could get, which was like $115 Eufy, which is like a Eufy's Anchor, I guess. So it's pretty good. It had like the wire cutter said it was the best cheap one you could buy. And I bought that, but it likes to like run over cables and try to suck them up, you know. So then I just get mad and kick it out of the way.
You got to clean up before. There was only one time I think it caught a phone cord or something. Yeah,
well, I mean, like the wire around my desk and stuff. You know, there's like Ethernet cable running, you know, to the wall. It'll pick all that stuff up, which is
You gotta prep for it.
Yeah, I guess I have to like lift them all up. Yeah.
Unlike the ones that just bounce around, it literally looks around and makes a map of the room.
Yeah, it has the eye. Mine bounces to use the infrared sensors, but it doesn't have the vision. Yeah.
And Steve wants to know, why haven't you seen you do anything with Crown Vics?
Because that's the Blues Brothers 2000 and nobody gives a rat's ass. That's why. Oh, sorry.
I live in South Dallas, and South Dallas, I'm the only white guy over here is what I'm trying to say. And the guys that are driving the Crown Vics around here are generally guys that put like 26-inch wheels on the car.
Got donks.
And, you know, they always have that spandex thing on their head, whatever that thing's called.
Do-rag.
Yeah, do-rag. I'm so not hip. But I wouldn't be caught dead driving a Crown Vic is what I'm trying to say.
Man, I want a Crown Vic so bad. It's like the most bulletproof car you can ever own, you know. You could literally
I'm sure it is.
You could ramp it off like a 10-foot ramp and it'd be like, yeah, whatever, keep going.
Oh, you know, like Rob Freddy's donk, of course.
I'm not all right, so I will just chime in on one thing. I'm not a big car builder. I only have the car that I care about. But if you're going to be a movie car replica builder, please don't build a DeLorean out of a Kia. Don't. Do we know anybody with a Kia DeLorean time machine? I think so. Don't build an Ecto out of a Dodge Magnum. Just
Oh,
Do it
man.
right. Do it right, or don't do it all. And if you have a Crown Vic, that means you really like the Blues Brothers 2000, and there really is no hope.
Well, the thing about the Crown Vics is that they're
Amen.
used police cars, and you can get them cheap. They're practically giving them away.
Yeah,
That's
they are.
true.
$1,000, and you got a race car that'll never die.
Yeah, no, I mean,
Not
it's a great
bad.
car, and now I would like a old-fashioned box Caprice or one of the old Caprice round,
Yep.
those I like, but the Ford Crown Vics, I don't know. They don't do anything for me.
No, it's just a beater. You want to own like 7 of them and then like wreck them into each other with your friends. That's like the best thing you could ever do.
Must be a principle that you build it as accurately. Well, I try to build the car as accurate as I can. We try. Listen, I don't want to make fun of the guys with the tribute cars because, they're just fans.
I will.
And, listen, a lot of those people are my friends. And I used to be critical of them. But at the end of the day, all that matters is that you're trying to have fun and be happy, Who am I to judge? So, anyway, I wanted to do the show for an hour. I've been on an hour, 20 minutes. I want to do this every day. Try to make it kind of a goal for myself. People have been telling me my whole life I should do a podcast. This new technology that allows me to have multiple people on and to be able to talk is a whole new, because I've been doing live streaming for years, but I could only just read people's comments. Here, the audience can see the comments. And also what's cool about this technology is like I can do this. Like I can dominate the thing here. I can give you a solo right there. There you are.
You're showing too much of my house. No, I don't care. I'm just kidding.
Listen, my place is
you can see the Supreme
it's a mess.
Lamborghini boards back there.
Hey, Bob, is that a gold record from Gene Simmons from Kiss behind you?
That is a platinum record from Gene Simmons from Kiss. Yes.
Oh, okay, just checking.
I did place it there as a problem, but I have so many gold and platinum records. I ran out of walls to put them on. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them sitting over there. I don't even have a place to hang them up, so I just stuck it over there. Anyway, listen, it's getting late, and I started kind of late, but I'm just trying to stick with my promise to myself to try to do this every day.
Yeah.
Kind of work on the chops, try to grow something out of it. Maybe it turns into something. Maybe I become the next Joe Rogan. I don't know. But or maybe it's a complete and total waste of time. Let's see. What did Dave want to say? I knew Paul was about to say that. Of course. They make fun of, listen, they know I'm a Gene Simmons fanboy.
Gene Simmons from Kiss.
Gene Simmons from Kiss. But I love Kiss, and so I have a Kiss pinball machine. I have Kiss stuff all over the house. I drink out of a Kiss cup every day. And I'm one of those dweebs that pays like, $6,000 for backstage passes and stuff. But it's kind of paid off because he's seen me so many times. I've gotten to be friendly with him, and now I'm friendly with Eric Singer, the drummer, and I got their like emails and stuff and their phone numbers. So, they recognize me when they see me now, especially when I probably bought them each a Ferrari from visiting because I'm a Kiss fan. But hey, you know what? When people give me the rap, they see my pretentious cars and they'll say, you can't take it with you. And I go, you're right. But what I can take with me is all the good times I had at Kiss and then with my friends at SEMA and all those other great things. So that's what I'm disappointed about, SEMA.
Yeah.
When I go to SEMA, I get to see you. I get to see everybody.
Yep.
And it's the most fun I have all year long. I don't care about the vendors. I don't care about Vegas.
I don't even care about the cars. Like I'm there for just to hang out with people, have a good time, and you get to everyone's there from the industry, so everybody gets together.
Yeah. And really, it's the only time you get to see those people a lot of times.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
The last time I saw you in person, I think, because when I went to Kansas, you weren't around. But
I was gone for some reason.
I told Car Wizard that I wanted to come up there next time we went out on his yacht and to his lake house.
Did you tell the Car Wizard that?
I did.
Did you tell the owner that?
I think we all know what's going on here. I don't want to give anything away.
Yep.
But there is a bit of a, you see so many of these YouTubers out there trying so hard to be Mr. Beast, to be like rich.
Sure.
Because I tell people, I go, look, I'm not rich. I just am
Yeah.
foolish with my money.
Yeah,
that
there's
RollsRoyce
a different level for
$60,000 for a car is nothing.
Yeah.
Right. Like that's a lot of money. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
For a guy that makes like $10 an hour, but in the world of cars, you go to any car lot.
I think
is
the average
nothing.
price of car sales in America, like across the board, is $54,000. So like people get upset in like Tyler's comments and stuff where he's like $20,000 car, it's nothing, and I'm like, well, yeah, he's right. Like that's like a standard car payment. Like that's what every Honda costs, $20,000. Like
I mean, I was looking at a Tesla and it's like chopped out. That thing's $140,000.
It's true. Yeah.
And my wife wanted to
price down, so it's like 120.
Yeah. My wife, she wants a Prius.
We just did a Gen 2 Prius, and Josh just traded that Gen 2 and $2,000 more for a Gen 3. So we only had $1,300 in that Prius, right? Because we got the Prius for $800 and got an engine the next day for $300 and swapped it in the next, like that day. And then a few days later, he sold that, well, like last week, plus $2,000 for a Gen 3. So now he has like an $8,000 Prius for $3,300.
Well, she wants like the newest one, and it's like $30,000, chopped out.
His is like a 2015 now. So we went from like an 08 to a 15.
We have some news here that I don't know about. Somebody was asking about your Rolls-Royce. We mentioned that earlier. You're working on it.
Yeah, it'll be back soon because it has to be ready for LS Fest.
Make sure to subscribe and get notifications from WatchJRgo. Like, share, subscribe.
YouTube.com/WatchJRgo, and we'll have that Rolls-Royce going.
I'll put a link in the description as soon as we're done. Somebody was saying that did Jake Paul get arrested by the FBI?
I don't think Jake Paul got arrested, but I saw he was like in Vegas and the feds raided his LA home and came like rolling out with tons of weapons. And I think they just took all of his guns. And I think the speculation is like underage people at his parties or something.
Wow.
I don't know. Yeah. So it's on TMZ if you, it has nothing to do with us. Yeah.
The difference between what we do and what those kind of bloggers are doing is a completely different kind of a thing, because you have Jeffree Star, you have Jake Paul, you have these people that like, and I don't know how much of their life is real, but when you start making their kind of money, you can kind of, you watch Mr. Beast give away a house or a Lamborghini. He makes that kind of bread. And that's what I was alluding to earlier. It's like, I look at myself with 92,000 or 93,000 subscribers, getting about, I don't know how many million views a month, but it's basically paying all my bills. I generally average about $3,000 a month on YouTube, but my Amazon affiliate is jack because I only get like a couple $100 a month. But it's interesting if you go look at your Amazon affiliate links to go see the other stuff people bought.
Yeah.
That's
Linus
always
Tech
fun.
Tips every year, you just look for like Linus Tech Tips Amazon, and they take the list for 365 days and they go over what people were buying. It's hilarious. It's like, obviously, it's fully anonymized, but it's really funny to see what people are buying.
All right, guys. Hey, I got to wrap it up. I got to jump off here. It's 9:30 our time. We've been on here an hour and a half. It's awesome. Thank you both for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Paul, Jake, make sure to check out the Texas Bluesman if you're a Blues Brothers fan. And we'll have you on again, Jake.
I'll dress up next time, all right?
Yes. You should have you. Well, I should have you and Justin on in character.
We could do that. Not the beast suit, so I'll wear the black, not the beast.
Okay. All right. I'll see you later, Paul.
All right. Have a good one.
And thanks, John Ross. Catch you later.
Absolutely, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks. All right. Hey, everybody. Another successful Videobob show. I want to try to do this every day if I can. Thank you so much for everybody who came on. It was awesome, as always. And I got up really early this morning. I'm roasted. I got a cool story I'm going to tell you tomorrow, though. I'm not sure who the guest is going to be tomorrow. I got a couple of people I'm working on, but I do have a couple of cool stories I want to get to. So make sure to like, share, subscribe. Watch us tomorrow. All righty. Bye.